Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a site review with a little bit of a difference. So we have already done a review of this site. We done it last year. Now at that point we probably only had around 400 or 500 subscribers. Having gone there last weekend, we feel like it deserves maybe a closer look at some of the things that we think make it really special, and then at the end I will link the full site review and you can take a look for yourself. Now, all the pictures that are behind me on the green screen are from the Blue Lias. I'm also going to show you some new footage and a little bit around the village and just talk you through a few things. And there's also a couple of talking points at the end that have come out of this weekend. Now, I'm actually filming this video on Sunday morning, which is the day the video goes out. Unfortunately, I've had a cough all week and not really been able to talk. That might have been good for other people. Yeah, I am hoping, we're not away this weekend, I'm at home, I've got good Wi-Fi, so I'm hoping that I can quickly edit it, upload, and that it will render to, a good enough quality before I release it. If that doesn't happen, it will go out on Monday, but I'm sure it will go out today. So just a little bit about the site. It's called the Blue Lias. It is on the site of the Blue Lias pub in the village of Long Itchington, which is in Warwickshire. So I am going to overlay some clips while I just talk you through some of the next things. First thing to note is the pictures that are right on the canal. I think there's about 4 of them. I would imagine these are extremely popular and you probably want to request them when you make your booking. As you can see, they are literally right next to the canal, and you'll have narrow boats going up and down there all day long. You can reverse in, you can go in forwards, you can go in sideways, but yeah, you get a really, really nice view of the canal. The next thing I want to talk about are the pubs in the village. Now, I know this will really appeal to some people, especially as they're all in walking distance. So that canal that I was just talking about, if you walk down there, I think it's around half a mile, that in itself is a lovely walk. You will come to the first pub on the right-hand side, which is the 2 boats. Directly opposite the canal from there, their gardens almost face each other, is the Cuttle. If you get back on the canal and you walk maybe 20-30 yards down, you can cut through a field, and there's an area like a little forest. It's not very far at all. You'll come into the bottom of Long Itchington village. Now at that point you can go to the Green Man. You can then walk up to the Harvester, and then a little bit further up you have got the Buck and Bell. Just on from there and more into the centre of the village, now almost back where you started, is the Duck on the Pond. Now, the one thing about the Duck on the Pond that is absolutely brilliant is they have an Indian in there. Now, I'm not sure if it's just sort of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll have to check what nights it's on, but it's really, really nice. So the pub and the Indian are run separate. You can go in there at any time for a drink, and then you can go into the other side. And yeah, we had a really, really nice Indian meal in there. If you don't want to walk down into the village and you want to stay around the site, then of course you've got the Blue Lias, which is the same business. It's on the same location as the campsite. If you want to walk in the other direction up the canal, you will come to a pub called the Boat Inn. I will overlay a clip now of a picture that I took looking up the locks as they go up the hill. Alternatively, there is the Crown at Stockton. Now, that is not on the canal. You have to walk down the main road, but it's not very far, and that's a lovely place to go and have something to eat or drink. Now, it is worth just mentioning that in Long Itchington, they also have the Long Itch Diner. That's a great place to go and get breakfast. I'm not sure what time they're open till, but it will certainly be until the early afternoon. But a nice place to sit out. It is on the main road, but it is where a lot of the bikers stop. Long Itchington itself does have a small co-op. It's not huge, but you'll definitely find all of your basics in there. A couple of miles up the road and only a few minutes in the car is Southam. Now, Southam has some of the bigger shops. It has a big Tesco and a couple of petrol stations. Okay, so just on to a couple of talking points from the weekend. We went away with a group. There was 8 of us. And just back onto the site, I have to say everybody was quite impressed at how big it was, how nice it was. You can't really see it from the main road, and I think a few people thought that it was just a car park. So we were sat there, we were sat outside the Caravan, and we noticed these 2 little holes under the door of almost all caravans and motorhomes. Now, I'm just going to play a short video of what I mean, and then you can let us know what you think they are for. So we've got 2 of them at the bottom, here and here, and we've been told that they are for running a cable from the inside to the outside. Now, I'm not sure about that, if I'm honest. I don't think so for this reason. So on the other side, there's no lining cut out on these seals here. So I don't actually think they're for that. I think they might be for maybe for water to run off. I don't really know. As you can see, that outer seal isn't continuous anyway, because it actually stops all the way up. So it only goes from there all the way around the door, down the other side, and to where these two little gaps are. Now, they are also on my friend's motorhome. I think they're pretty much on every caravan and motorhome, here and here. But he wanted me to point this out, particularly as the garage has quite a large one at the bottom here cut out. So tell us, what are they for? I'm just wondering now whether it has anything to do with the suction on the door. So when you open it, there is a break in it that doesn't, I don't know. Please let us know in the comments. So another thing I just wanted to bring to the channel, our friend Donna brought these little tiny, they're basically wet wipes, but they come dry. So they're ultra light, really small. They're individually wrapped. You can take them in your handbag, your pocket. You can leave them in the car, wherever. You just put a tiny little bit of water on them and they turn into a wet wipe. But when I say a wet wipe, they're really strong and they're more like a towel. They're quite a decent size. Now, if you're anything like me, I have a bit of OCD with washing my hands, particularly when I've hitched up and you've maybe got a bit of grease on your hands or something like that. And I always use wet wipes to clean my hands. The only thing I find is they're not very big. These things are perfect. So they are available on Temu. If I can, in the next hour or so, if I can get hold of a link, I will link them below. I personally have never used Temu before. I don't have a Temu. See, I don't even know what it's called. I don't have a Temu account, but it is something I'm going to look at. I think she said they're around £2 for 12, but for someone who likes to wash their hands all the time, they would be perfect. The thing is as well with the Caravan is I normally save all the jobs, you know, like hitching up and all that sort of stuff until I've disconnected the water. And then if you're not near a facility block, it doesn't allow you anywhere to go to wash your hands. Okay, so I think I've stuck to this video being a very short one. The whole point really was just to give you an intro into the site review that we did last year. We feel that, you know, probably not as many people as we would have liked saw that video, and having come back for a second time, we absolutely loved our stay there again, and I just wanted to give you the opportunity to click this link. It'll actually probably be this link, because looking in the screen there's more space over here. Click this link and watch the full site review. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one, which might be this one.